Hey guys, Ernie here and welcome to the Paleo Hiker MD channel. Over the years, I've collected several what I would call complete cook kits. That started with the Jetboil Flash probably 5 or 6 years ago. It's a great kit, but it has its limitations, and I've accumulated, like I said, several others over time. The thing is that most of these kits look about the same. They have the same components, but they often vary in price tremendously. So the question is, are they all the same? Are some of them that cost more money actually worth the money? We're going to take a look at the 5 systems that I own, which I think are very common systems, and we're going to boil some water with each and put them up against some wind. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching, guys. Now, all of these systems are basically the same as far as components. There's a pot that you hold your water in. You can also, inside of that pot, stow a gas canister, the stove itself, and there's a lid. Some of them will have a support for the gas canister as well. What these systems are really designed to do is boil water. Now, you can cook to some extent with them. Now, I've done cowboy coffee in the Jetboil Flash, and I did a fish fry in the MSI Wind Burner. But for the most part, they really are designed to boil water. If you spend much time outdoors and you use stoves, you realize that wind is a stove's biggest enemy. A significant wind will put the stove to the test, and sometimes it can even be hard to keep the stove lit, and it gets really frustrating. So to kind of simulate that and see what's the difference between these stoves, several of them claim to be very wind resistant. We're going to go ahead and boil 2 cups of water, measure how long it takes to boil 2 cups of water, see how much fuel it takes to boil 2 cups of water with each of these, and then we're going to add a fan. The fan's going to be about 24 inches away, and it's going to be set on high. And this is a pretty significant test for these stoves. It's not a super strong fan, but it is set to high, and it is, essentially equivalent to a consistent wind on this stove all the time. Some of these, like the MSRs, claim to be super wind resistant. The question will be, are they? So we'll start with the Jetboil Flash. This is really kind of the original of these types of systems. The dimensions on the Flash are 7.1 by 4.1. I will mention this one is several years old, probably 4 or 5 years old. Weight is 13.1 ounces. It is made out of aluminum. At least the pot is. The volume is 33.8 fluid ounces, but you can only boil 16 ounces total. So even though it holds a lot more fluid, you can only boil safely a certain amount. When you look on the inside, it'll have a mark for the max capacity for boiling. As far as I can tell, it is made in the United States. It is priced at $109.95. Show you guys real quick. You're probably very familiar with this system. You've got the pot, which on the bottom of the pot, you've got a little cup you can drink out of, stabilizer for your fuel. You've got your actual stove burner, your top. This is optional but very nice. Basically, it will allow you to use the Jetboil with a pot other than the Jetboil pot. You can put any of your pots right on top there. The pros, as far as this kit goes, it does have a boil indicator here. So basically, this will fill up with orange, and all the way up to the top, it is boiling. This pot sleeve is very nice. I really like this design and having the sleeve on there to be able to grab it and not worry about it even right after boiling with it. Cons are the low boiling capacity. I don't know if you guys can see to show, but there is a little line in there. Anyway, there's a little line in there, so it is a fairly low boiling capacity. And in my testing before, it has been susceptible to the wind. We're going to do a 2-cup boil test with no wind, and then with wind. We're going to do that for all these systems. But this is the Jetboil Flash. Now we're going to start doing some boil tests. I'm going to show you guys. That's an apple. This is the fan that I'm using, okay? High, low, okay? We're going to put it on high. We're going to put these things to the test. And it's going to be about 24 inches from the actual stove itself. So the stove will be here. This is going to be here just outside of frame, about 18 to 24 inches out. We are going to turn it on high. This is pretty difficult situation for these stoves, but if we're going to put them to the test, let's put them to the test. Next, we look at another Jetboil product. This is the Jetboil Stash. Undo the top like that. Dimensions are 4.4 by 5.1. Weight overall is 7.1 ounces. That's without the stabilizer for the fuel. Pot is made out of aluminum. Volume is 27 fluid ounces. Also made in the United States as far as I can tell. Price is a hefty $129.95. Different parts. Once again, you have the fuel stabilizer. You've got this burner, which is titanium. Opens up just like that. This pot will lock on there pretty good. It's got a place to kind of lock on there. A couple of things, it does have these volume markers, which is really nice. As far as pros go, it is very, very lightweight. It is a compact design. This top is designed to fit just show you, this top is designed to fit a canister. You can pop it right there. So it sits on the bottom. So when it pops in, it's actually just floating. But that's a pretty nice design. Gives you more room inside. You also can put your lighter right on top and it pops right there. Cons, of course, are the price. I mean, $130 is pretty steep, and it does not come with a sleeve on the outside. They did that to minimize the weight, but it is something that I miss compared to the Jetboil Flash. Okay, we're going to invoke the mercy rule here because I do not want to use up all my fuel. 8 minutes, 127 degrees. This is clearly not designed for wind. To be completely honest, I even dropped it down to low a few minutes ago because it was affecting it so bad. We'll just say that the Jetboil Stash is trash against the wind. Next, we will look at the Camp Chef Striker. Very popular piece of kit. The review of this has been the biggest video I've ever had here on the channel, so it kind of holds a special place in my heart. Dimensions are 9 by 5.5. Weight total is 19.4 ounces, made out of aluminum, just like the other ones are. Volume is 1.3 liters, so a little bit more as far as volume. It is made in China, but it is $64 at many Walmarts. Now people will get on and say, I can't find it at my Walmart, it's not there. Look, I go through my Walmart every couple of weeks. I check, there's usually one or two on the shelf. You can buy it at Academy and it's like $100, so definitely go to Walmart, $65. Show you real quick how it works. Pop that off right there, pull this out at the top. Very similar to almost every other one of these. You've got a fuel stabilizer, you've got your burner, you've got a top. Pros are the price and the fact that it has a nice little pot sleeve. It's also a little bit larger volume. There are other versions of the Jetboil, or like we'll look at in a little bit, the MSRs that have higher volume. So that's not necessarily anything against the others. This particular version just happens to be higher volume. As far as cons go, the weight, it is a little more hefty than the other ones at 19.4 ounces. And I really don't like the lid per se, just the way that it is. This thing sticks out, which makes it harder for packing. I'd rather a flat lid like that. It'd be much easier to deal with. Either way though, for $64, if you can get it at Walmart, it has a built-in piezo igniter. It's all there, all for a very reasonable price. Alright, next we're going to get into some of my absolute favorites. The MSI Wind Burner. This is the personal stove system, 1 liter volume. Dimensions are 8.3 by 4.5. Weight is 15.5 ounces. Made out of aluminum. Volume is 33.8 ounces, and it also has a maximum of 2 cups for boiling just like the Flash. It's made in the United States, costs $149.95. Pretty much similar to all the other systems. This one I do store, or I currently have a canister of fuel in it. The larger ones will hold the 8-ounce canisters. These smaller ones will hold these 4-ounce canisters. Inside you have the burner, and you have this little cloth on top to protect the burner. This is a radiant burner, which is very different than the Jetboil, and I think part of the reason that it is so effective in the wind. As far as pros go is that wind resistance. It's always been exceptional in my testing in the past. We're going to put it to the test today. It also has the pot sleeve, which is really nice. Once you get used to having something like this, it's awesome. And by the way, this is a nice large volume cup at the bottom with very nice fluid measurement marks. There you go. 4, 8, and 12 ounces, as well as 120, 240, 360 milliliters. You can easily get whatever volume of water you need to make any of your Mountain House meals, good to go meals. It's very nice. I rarely use this to drink out of because you put coffee in this thing, and let me tell you what, it's hot, it's hard to hold, but it is great to measure out of. As far as cons go, of course, is the price, but it is definitely worth it in my opinion. And we're gonna boil some water, and we'll talk at the end whether or not something more expensive like this is worth it compared to some of the cheaper products. All right, the last stove we're going to look at is the MSI Reactor. This is really kind of top of the line. Dimensions are 7.5 by 6. Weight is an impressive 19 ounces, made out of aluminum. This holds 1.7 liters, 57 fluid ounces. You can boil probably 3 to 4 cups of water in here safely, which is a big difference from the Wind Burner Personal as well as the Jetboil Flash. It's made in America. Does cost $249. Very, very expensive compared to some of the other ones. This pops right out. You've got your lid. Will hold a larger 8-ounce canister. And then similar to the Wind Burner, it's got the radiant element that sits right on top of this pot and makes it super wind resistant. As far as pros go, is that wind resistance, and the quality is exceptional. Cons, it is very high priced, and it does not have that nice little sleeve on the outside to make it nice and comfortable. Is it worth $249? Does it really perform much better? Let's find out. So let's go ahead and review these in detail. This is kind of complicated, so I put a little chart for you guys together. Let's check it out. Flash boiled 2 cups of water in 2 minutes 36 seconds and used 6 grams of fuel. We added the wind and it was 4 minutes 52 seconds. That was 2 minutes 16 seconds longer, and it used 11 grams, which was 5 grams more fuel with the wind. Moving to the Jetboil Stash, very nice, 2 minutes 56 seconds to boil 2 cups of water with 5 grams of fuel. It took a long time. In fact, as you saw, I basically called the mercy rule there because it was taking forever. I think we got up to like 140, I don't remember exactly, but we got to 8 minutes. We had already used 17 grams of fuel, which is crazy. Don't use the Stash in the wind. The Striker from Camp Chef took 4 minutes 24 seconds to get 2 cups of water to a boil and used 7 grams of fuel. Subjected to the wind, it was 11 minutes 51 seconds, or 6 minutes 45 seconds longer, and it used 14 grams of fuel to do it, which is 7 grams more than without the wind. Moving to the MSR products, both of which are very much advertised as being wind resistant. The Wind Burner took 2 minutes 28 seconds to boil 2 cups of water and used 6 grams of fuel. With the wind, it took 2 minutes 43 seconds, only 15 seconds longer, and it used 1 gram of fuel more, or 7 grams, to get that 2 cups of water to a boil. Moving to the reactor, a very fast boil time of 1:42 seconds, and used 5 grams of fuel. Added the wind, it was 2 minutes 14 seconds, or only 32 seconds longer, and instead of 5 grams, it used 7 grams to get those 2 cups of water to a boil with the wind, or 2 grams longer. So the wind burner, 15 seconds longer with 1 gram of fuel longer. The reactor, 32 seconds longer with 2 grams of fuel more. I think that means you really need to know what conditions you're normally going to be facing when you purchase one of these products. Are you going to be in very mild conditions? You know you're going to be in sunny, walking around, doing your thing. A Jetboil Flash will work just fine. The Jetboil Stash will work just fine. They all look about the same, and they probably will work about the same, and you might be focusing more on cost. But if you're like me and you want to make sure you are ready for any circumstances that you might reach out there, you could go out and it could be a sunny day. You could end up in a situation where it's cold, it's windy, it's snowy. You just never know. And if you're going to end up buying one system, why wouldn't you buy the one system that can get you through everything? We're looking at the Jetboil Flash, which is $109, the Stash, which is $130, and then we get to my winner, which is the MSI Wind Burner personal stove system, $150. Well worth that $40 and a little bit extra weight for the performance that we saw today. It is not a question. The stoves and the stove systems look similar, but they are not at all similar when you put them to the test like we did today. Again, these results are not slightly different, they are massively different, and you can see where the MSI really shines. Not only does the MSI Wind Burner and the Reactor have the strongest and fastest boil times without wind, they are supremely more efficient in the wind compared to these other products. Yes, they cost a lot more, but at least they cost a lot more and they work better. So if you're asking me and you want to get one of these stoves, I mean, obviously if you're going for the cheapest, you're going to go straight for the Striker. Hard to beat, $64. I get that. But if you want to make an investment in a stove system you're going to use for many, many years, it's going to be around and ready for you to use in any weather conditions, get the Wind Burner. You can get either the smaller, the 1 liter like I have. I think they make a 1.7 liter, and they may make a bigger one. I don't remember. I'll put it down here at the bottom. They obviously go up in price. But if you're looking at, like I said, the Flash is $110. It's a pretty good product. For $40 more, you get the Wind Burner, and it is far superior. What do you guys think? I know a lot of people are going to say that this is just a overpriced water boiling system. And it kind of is. I mean, I'm not going to lie. But here's the thing. Many people purchase these systems. You're looking for convenience. You're looking for all-in-one package. You're looking for easy stowability. You can keep everything inside of this little case, and it's everything you need to boil water. A lot of times on trail, we're not cooking. We're not making, Maverick type meals. I don't know if you guys follow Maverick or Mav on YouTube. He makes awesome meals out of the back of his truck. We're not doing that. He uses the same burner that I bought, which is the Coleman Hyperflame. When you're on trail, you're usually just rehydrating meals. You're either going to boil water for coffee or tea, you're going to boil water to rehydrate your meals, and when you're out there, you want to do it as quickly and efficiently as possible. That's why I recommend these MSI systems. What do you guys think? Do any of you have these systems? Do you think I'm way off? Am I way off in my reasoning? Are you impressed with the tests? Are you not impressed with the tests? How can you not be? Leave a comment down below if you have any suggestions, if you think I did anything wrong, if you think I did things right. I love those comments. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up. It really helps spread things across YouTube. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscription button. And if you want to make sure you don't miss any videos, guys, hit that notification bell. Been doing a lot of stove videos lately. I'm on a trip now in Arkansas, really enjoying my time doing all kinds of videos, not just stove videos, lots and lots of really cool stuff. As always, guys, I appreciate you checking out the Paleo Hiker MD channel. Stay tuned for more videos soon.